Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. So years ago, I had a friend, right? And he told me I make the best brownies you'll ever have, right? So I was like, oh, tell us more. And then we had this whole thing that we were like, oh, come over and you're going to make them, you know, it's going to be a thing. Like, it was my best friend at the time, I was always in his house. So he makes the brownies. He starts making the brownies, gets all the ingredients laid out on the counter.
Yeah.
And then I see him pull out a pack of fake butter. You know, the tubs of that oily shit. So I was immediately out of it from there. There's no way these are going to be good. It's going to be shit. Never mind making the claim that they're the best brownies you'll ever have. I was furious. I nearly walked out the house. You know my feelings on real versus fake butter.
See, it wouldn't have bothered me because growing up, you know, I was brought up on I can't believe it's not butter and Lurpak.
Yeah, why is it white? I don't understand. What's in it? What are they putting into it?
I don't know, lard. I don't know.
But that's my thing. Like Lurpak, it can't be just butter. They're doing something to it in the process to make it that fucking colour. Like Brits love it.
It is nice.
I've never had it. The colour scares me.
It is nice, but...
It's like American eggs where they're white. Why are they white?
It is nice, but it's a bugger to spread on bread. Or toast. It just rips the fuck out of it.
But I will happily spend the extra time. I know what you're saying. In winter, it is an absolute bastard to get through. But it tastes so much better. Like fake butter has no flavour. It's just greasy. Do you know what I mean?
Margarine?
Yes.
It does have flavour. But saying that, I did see something where someone said if you were to go outside in your garden and leave a blob of butter, animals will go over and eat it. But if you were to leave a blob of margarine, they won't go near it. They won't touch it.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, if anything, animals are on your side.
Well, I mean, good. But I mean, that's nothing to do with me, what the animals prefer. I am actually happy to say that, you know, you've always been the fake butter I've always had to buy it specifically for you. You know, I die a little bit inside every time I go to the shop. In the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, you've more or less converted to real butter.
Cutting costs.
Well, it's not really cutting costs because you're eating all of my butter, so I'm just buying double the quantity of real butter. How are you finding it? Are you liking it, bar the difficulty spreading? You get a bit of flavour in your food now.
I've ended up getting some fake butter again because it takes me about 15 minutes to butter my toast, and then my toast is stone cold, and it's like, well, this has gone to shit.
Well, you know, winter now and all that. I can't. Baby steps with you making the switch.
Well, how about for 6 months of the year we'll both have butter, and then 6 months of the year we'll both have fake butter?
No, absolutely not. I'd rather have nothing. Fake butter doesn't taste of anything. This is what I'm saying to you. I understand people using it, you know, like, you know, you get like the flour ones or whatever. I don't fucking know. But like for health reasons. Yeah. You're switching to that. Yeah. That's fine. Completely understand that. But if you're just doing it, you're just eating that instead of real butter, you're doing it for attention. You're being an asshole. Just eat the real butter. I have very, very strong opinions on this.
So the muffins didn't come out well?
Brownies, and they were shit. Like, I was eating it, and it was, you know, when someone's looking at you like, huh? Good, yeah. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be an arsehole. This fucking shit. Like, what is this? They tasted the same as, like, you know, when you like get the store bought fucking little, you know, like in Tesco, you get the little.
Yeah, but they're beautiful.
Packs. they're all right. Like I'll eat them, but it's not a homemade, like nice chewy brownie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fudgy. And I was like, this is like, what are you doing? Like whoever told you, they're just trying to be nice to you. They're trying to make you feel better.
Yeah, but I don't understand how that would make a difference because fake butter and butter has the same texture. Like you said,
No, it doesn't.
The flavour.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have the same texture. Doesn't have the same fucking taste. I don't know how the fuck it's even in the same aisle as butter.
Oh.
I like I said, I have very strong opinions on this. I understand people who need the substitute. This isn't about you. But the people like you who choose this lifestyle, I have an issue.
Well, I was brought up into it.
Yeah, you were indoctrinated into this scummy way of life.
Like, we'll get onto the other side of it.
Okay.
From my upbringing. Megan was only talking about this at work the other day. She was slagging off white pepper.
Yep.
So I was brought up, we never had black pepper. We only had white pepper in the house.
We only ever had black pepper in my, like,
Well, that's
freshly
pish
cracked.
posh.
Freshly cracked.
Yeah, that's pish posh. We used to buy the little white, is it AXA?
Axis? I know what you're on. AXA. No, AXA, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
The big, massive plastic tub of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And white pepper went on everything.
Yeah, no. Right. White pepper is for cooking. To me, right? White pepper goes into a recipe. Black pepper is to top the food. I mean, it can go into the food.
Yeah.
I always substitute white pepper for black anyway. You know what I mean? A few weeks ago, we ran out of black pepper and it was rough. It was really rough for me, you know?
Hang on, I'll get my violin.
I had to use white pepper.
Oh my God.
I know. It ruined my meal. I actually was pissed off. It ruined it. I didn't enjoy it at all. Because this shitty fucking white pepper just penetrated, because I use a lot of pepper on my food, don't I?
Yes.
Destroyed my meal. Ruined it. Also, on that note, the other day, I refilled the pepper grinder and I bought a new thing of salt. I tell you, it was one of the greatest feelings in life. Because the pepper grinder had gotten so low, it wasn't grinding properly. And as soon as I refilled it, was like this fucking, you know, that crack. Oh, it's beautiful it was. That was one of those little things in life. It just made me so fucking happy.
But white pepper didn't do that.
It makes me sick.
Hey, want to hear some creepy shit? Then check out Creepy Shit, the podcast that'll have you sleeping with one eye open. Hey, what's up? It's Star. Every Monday, I bring you true hauntings, mysterious vanishings, paranormal activity, and dark history that's scarier than any horror movie. Real stories, real terror, and yeah, some of them still freak me out when I'm editing alone at night. Find Creepy Shit on your favorite podcast platform. New episodes every Monday. Maybe don't listen home alone. Or do. I mean, I'm not your mom. Creepy Shit Podcast, because sometimes the creepiest shit is also the truest.
So, what you got for us today?
Today we're going to be talking about the murders of Bodhi Potter and Cody Thompson, also known as the Bunker Murders.
What, like bunk beds? Oh, bunker.
Bunker.
Like survival bunker.
Yeah,
So-
bunker. A
Okay.
structure.
I don't know why I don't know why my head went straight to bunk beds.
It's because we've just talked about Murphy beds recently enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They are good for making dens though. Bunk beds.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bunkers. I was like, what?
Well, that'd be an amazing base.
Did you have a bunk bed when you were younger?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did me and my brother.
Only for a little bit and then I got my own room.
I was the bottom bunk.
Yeah, I was.
Because the younger siblings.
Yeah.
Got shit on, didn't we?
But look at us now. And just to let you know, FYI, if me and you had bunk beds, you'd be on the bottom bunk.
Well, to be honest with you, now I prefer the bottom bunk. I'm not fucking climbing up there. That's a whole lot of effort. But the only thing is, I always kind of had the fear when I was a kid, and I still do, that the top one's going to collapse onto me and kill me. Did you never have that? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought this was.
No. Every night that I
It
laid
wouldn't be
in
a
bed,
murder, would it? It'd be an accident.
you'd hope.
Well,
Every night when I laid in bed, I'd just be looking at the slats, and like every time my brother would turn and you see them kind of bounce a little bit, I'd be like, oh.
Don't you love how our podcast is? We just had a 5-minute discussion on bunk beds, and bunk beds isn't the case.
No, it's not relevant at all. Well, like, do you want me to find a bunk bed murder? Well, death.
Unusual deaths.
Yeah.
Bunk beds. You'll find loads.
Like I said in the episode about unusual deaths, write them down. Give me the list, and I'll try and find ones connected.
Okay. That goes for our listeners as well.
Christopher Cody Thompson was born on the 10th of February 1989 in Victorville, California. He was born to parents Mike and Pam Thompson, and he had 2 older sisters, Sarah and Katie. His mother said he had an enthusiasm for life, animals, and the outdoors. He loved music and learned to play the clarinet before moving on to the guitar. He also had many items of concert memorabilia. It seems Cody had quite a good circle of friends and a great relationship with his family. He enjoyed four-wheeling in the desert with his mother, restoring vehicles with his father, and planning pranks to commit with his friends.
What's four-wheeling?
Gone round in your Jeep? As far as
Four-be-fouring?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard four-wheeling.
That's how they described it.
Four-be-fouring?
4x4ing.
Yeah. Taking piss for?
He also enjoyed camping, fishing, hiking and rock climbing, among many other hobbies.
Why is he so active?
We're always talking about people that are just fucking absolutely putting us in the shadows.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You're just putting yourself more at risk.
Well, never mind how active he was. Listen to what his friend says. Quote, "You didn't meet many people like Cody. People who you don't have to worry about stabbing you in the back." So he's also fucking sound, right? Like, he does it all. I'm going to make it even worse for you. Cody attended the Lewis Centre for Educational Research, a chartered school of 1,000 students and a waiting list of 3,000.
So there's a boffin and all?
Yes.
So smart ass and
Well,
overactive.
actually, I don't say boffin. Is boffin an insult or is it like a compliment?
Insult. Like, well, it just means you're a brainy...
Depend on who's saying it. Like, if it's someone like
nerd.
us.
Boffin's a nerd.
Well, the thing is, I didn't actually know what a chartered school was. I mean, I could take a guess from the waiting list. A chartered school is funded by the government, but operates outside of the standard curriculum, I believe. So publicly funded, but privately owned, meaning they have more choice in their studies. It's sort of somewhere between a private and a public school.
Right. Okay.
So like I said, I didn't actually know what they were, and when I was looking into them, the descriptions were a bit vague. But I do know there is some controversy around these schools being publicly funded and privately owned, which, you know, completely fair.
Yeah.
Having said that, I also appreciate the alternative approach to education. You know, we've said it before, and I know we'll say it again, a lot of school systems are so flawed, and I think a lot of kids are kind of let down by them. Anyway, at the Lewis Centre, in film class, is where Cody met his girlfriend, Bodhi.
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 Is that short for something?
Yes, Bodhisattva.
What?
Bodhisattva. I do love the name combo, the Bodhi and Cody.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think of that.
It's kind of cute sounding.
Yeah.
Bodhi and Cody. So anyway, let's talk about Bodhi. Bodhisattva Bodhi Scherzer Potter was born on the 19th of July 1991 in Newport Beach, California, to her mother Lorraine Scherzer. She was described as an explorer, observant but also talkative, energetic and imaginative. In 1998, Bodhi's family moved to the Helendale area of Silver Lakes, but she would still make the trip back to Newport Beach regularly to visit her older brother Zen. And as much as Bodhi looked up to her brother, he admired her just as much. Quote, "It is hard to be in the shadows of a sister with such creative genius." Whenever she would visit with Zen, it was always something that he looked forward to. Bodhi had hopes of becoming a film producer. She said that one of her wishes was to change someone's life, whether it be with film or possibly another artistic pursuit, to make them change the way they think, make them better or like themselves more. One of her teachers said, quote, "Bodhi is one of the most creative students I have ever had." So Bodhi is clearly someone who has a lot of different ideas and concepts whirling around in her head. And in her bedroom on her mirror was where she would write notes to herself about things she needed to do or places that she wanted to go. Now, at first, Bodhi's mother wasn't keen on Cody. She felt uncomfortable with him being 2 years older, and she told him this. But over time, she noticed how respectful of a young man he was, and Cody managed to win her over.
She had an issue with it. 2 years older.
Well, she did say that although Bodhi was a gifted, intelligent young girl, she could also be naive, and she admitted that she had sort of held her daughter hostage from the world, and she was incredibly protective of her.
Yeah, but still, with a 2-year age gap, she's going to be more mature than him.
I mean, that's the thing. I understand kind of the protective thing, but at the same stage, right? So let's say your 16-year-old daughter with an 18-year-old lad.
Yeah.
So you're worried because it's an 18-year-old lad, but be just as worried about a 16-year-old lad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of...
Probably more worried about a 16-year-old lad.
Probably. So like you said about Cody, Bodhi's exactly the same. They're people that, you know, us at their age, they're fucking putting us to shame.
Yeah.
They're making us look like absolute fucking shit. On Friday the 4th of January 2008, Bodhi had been staying with her brother, and her mother was to pick her up that evening. But Bodhi calls her mother and tells her not to bother making the trip. Her friend was already in the area visiting family, so she could just get a lift back with him. Her mother didn't think much of it and said that she'd see her on Saturday. When she told her brother of the new arrangement, he wasn't thrilled as he didn't know this friend of hers. But Bodhi reassured her brother that he was a trusted family friend. Now, Bodhi was actually pulling a bit of a ruse on her mother and brother. She told her mother that she was leaving on Saturday, but told her brother that she was leaving Friday night.
Oh.
Well, this gave Bodhi about a 12-hour window in which she could go out, have fun, and neither her mother or brother could account for her whereabouts.
Scallywag.
Teenagers. By 8 p.m. that Friday evening, Bodhi's friend had picked her up, and they'd headed to the bunker, where there was a birthday party being held for a friend of theirs.
Who the fuck has a birthday party in a bunker?
Well, we're going to talk about the bunker. The bunker was what remained of the Hawes Auxiliary Field. This had previously been used by the Air Force during World War II for training, also as an emergency communication network, but the 1,300-foot radio tower had since been torn down.
That just sounds awesome.
This is the thing. This abandoned structure had become quite a popular hangout spot for teenagers, among others.
Be good for an airsoft field, though.
It would actually. The bunker was in quite a remote location, and if you aren't from the area, you just drive right past it. In December of 2007, Bodhi had actually told her mother about the bunker and even taken her out there to see it. Bodhi was sort of fascinated by it. The many rooms, the winding corridors, it even had a hole that drops down into a room with no exit.
Yeah, well, that's not good if you're in there pissed up.
No, of course not. But it was just the kind of morbid fascination and how this place sort of stood still in time.
Yeah, they don't build them like they used to.
Now, most adults in the area didn't even know about the existence of this hangout. And according to one report, it had at times been a spot frequented by the Nazi lowriders. And if you hadn't guessed it, this was a white supremacist gang active in the area.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Well, you know, a meet-up spot for skinheads, maybe not too shocking given the swastikas which marked the walls. Police said they were aware of gang activity in the area, but they had not received any complaints or heard of any trouble in recent times. Unsurprisingly, Bodhi's mother did not share her enthusiasm for the bunker. She described feeling appalled and felt it was a frightening and dangerous place which had an ominous aura. Not to mention that there was no phone reception in the area.
Oh yeah, there wouldn't be in a bunker.
Yeah, so you're not going to be overly thrilled about your child hanging out there, especially with that little fucking room with no exit.
Yeah.
I mean, during the party at the bunker on that Friday night in January, the partygoers started to dwindle off at about 2 a.m. And by 4 a.m, Bodhi and Cody were just about the last ones left. They decided to stay for the night, sleeping in Cody's Jeep. Every morning that Bodhi was away from her mother, she would always call her at 6:30 a.m. to check in. But when 6:30 comes and goes, and her mother receives no call, she knew something was wrong.
6:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
If I phoned my mum or dad at 6:30 in the morning and went, just so you know, I'm all right. I don't give a fuck. What you doing?
Actually, I must check. What time is like standard for American schools to start? Because I always hear about Americans getting up like super fucking early.
I think our school were...
Over here, it's
Is it
like between 8 and 9.
8? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 8:30 or 9.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, I might be basing this solely off TV and film, but...
Yeah.
Bodhi's mother, Lorraine, calls her, leaving multiple messages on her phone. She then calls Zen and Bodhi's friend who had picked her up the night previous. Upon learning that her sister hadn't made it home that night, Zen's initial thought was that Bodhi had plotted to spend the night with her boyfriend. When he found out about the party, he was pissed and he wanted a word with this friend of hers. By 12:30 p.m, and there was still no word from Bodhi, Lorraine calls the police. Unfortunately, as we seem to hear all too often, she was fobbed off and told that because your daughter is a teenager, she's probably just ran off, and that they don't really do missing person reports within that short of a period of time.
Yeah, like... I hate, but police go to that straight away. Oh, it's a teenager that probably just ran away from home. That's still not okay.
I mean, that's still not okay. And then also you could look at it as, okay, they may not be a child, but they are a teenager who is more likely to go out and be in a situation that could turn a certain way.
Exactly.
Well, with being told this, it leaves Lorraine feeling sort of lost. All she can do is continue to call around to others. She then receives a call from Cody's mother, asking if she knew where he was. By 2:15 p.m, both Bodhi and Cody's parents have been in communication with their kids' friends. Their friends make the decision to drive back out to the bunker and look for the couple. When they arrive, they find Cody's Jeep still parked outside. Neither he or Bodhi are anywhere in sight. They enter the bunker and make a devastating discovery. They find Cody's body. Cody was laid face up, with his knees bent and his legs tucked underneath him. He'd been shot in the head and another to his torso.
Skinheads did it.
His friends, I'm sure, completely disturbed by the discovery, leave the scene and dial 911 while in the car. Bodhi's mother soon receives a call to inform her that Cody had been shot dead, but that they still hadn't found Bodhi yet.
Do you know what I find ironic? That the skinheads like to hang out around this bunker when the bunker had been built to fight against the Nazis.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
Not the brightest bunch, but Lorraine calls her friend and asks if she will come with her to the bunker in order to search for Bodhi. By the time they arrive, the area is already marked off and surrounded by police. And not long after, Bodhi's body is found. Bodhi had also been shot in the head and another shot to her torso. Although Lorraine knew this was her daughter, it wouldn't be until a few days later when she would receive confirmation that this was Bodhi. This came in the form of Bodhi's jewellery being returned to her mother following a post-mortem examination.
That'd be a long couple of days, though.
Exactly. Of course, she already knew it was Bodhi, not just by the likelihood that it was her, but because she knew Bodhi would have never left Cody's side. When it came to the investigation, they couldn't think of anyone who would do this. They were at a party with all of their friends, and Bodhi and Cody pretty much got on with everyone. And remember, they're in an isolated area. You're not likely to run into others while out there. So, who did this, and what was their motive?
Skinheads. They didn't need a motive.
You're standing firm with the skinheads.
Yeah, they didn't need a motive. They'd be high on meth or something.
Police began the arduous task of processing the debris found within the bunker. And because there had just been a party, the bunker was littered with plenty of empty bottles, cans, as well as bullet casings. You see, the bunker was also a popular spot for people to go and shoot guns. So we're kind of dealing with a needle in a haystack in terms of evidence.
Why is it a popular place for people to go and shoot guns?
Just 'cause it's isolated.
Better be pinging off of stuff.
Well, I don't think they're shooting like with. I don't think they're standing in a room in the bunker just fucking like duck. You know what I mean? There had also been 30 plus people there at the party that night, but quickly enough, police were able to eliminate the majority of the kids in attendance. The friends of both Bodhi and Cody were easy to make contact with, and thankfully those they didn't know responded to a press release by the police. On Thursday the 10th of January, hundreds gathered at the Lewis Centre for a candlelit vigil to commemorate the lives of the young couple. The teacher of their film class where Bodhi and Cody had met said, quote, "They were the nicest kids you'll ever meet." A benefit concert was also to be held on Friday the 25th of January, organised by two of Bodhi and Cody's friends. On the 13th of January 2008, police receive a call from someone who said his friend, David, had called him the night of the murders. He said that David had asked him if he knew somewhere where he and his friends could hang out and shoot their guns. And so he recommended the bunker.
Let me guess, has he got a shaved head?
From photos I saw, actually, yes.
Oh. See?
Hours later, his friend calls him again and said to him, if anyone asks, "We were not at the bunker tonight."
Guilty.
That's a bit fucking sus.
Guilty. String him up.
On the night of the 4th of January, it was between 11 and midnight when 19-year-old David Smith, 18-year-old Colin Mac McLaughlin, and 16-year-old Cameron Thompson arrive at the bunker. None of the other guests at the party knew them, but instead of leaving, they asked to join the party. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the lads left altogether or they were just hanging out elsewhere in the area, but in the early hours of the morning, as Bodhi and Cody slept, David, Colin and Cameron reappeared. They approached Cody's Jeep and forced both he and Bodhi out of the car and into the bunker. While holding a Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun and a Mini 14-range rifle, David and Colin made Bodhi and Cody kneel down onto the ground before shooting them in an execution style.
For what?
Well, according to Colin, who was the one to fire the fatal shots, after he had killed Cody, Bodhi told them that they will face God for what they had done, to which he replied, "There is no God, that's why we can do this to you." After killing Bodhi with a shot to the chest, they decided to shoot both Bodhi and Cody in the head, simply because they could.
Fucking hell.
That's the type of level we're dealing with here.
Scumbags.
This is just fun. This is a game to you.
Yeah. It's cases like this where, you know, when it's always the big question of, is death penalty okay? You know, should it be there? Should it be not? Yes. For this, yes. Get rid of him.
Well, this is the thing, right? Obviously, premeditation is terrifying.
Yeah.
This is just as, if not more, because you're simply going out that night to shoot like shoot beer cans or whatever and act the idiot.
They were opportunists.
Exactly. This is a thrill kill. You've just run into this opportunity and kind of gone, oh, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking twisted.
And their attitude stinks. This is where keeping them locked up is just a waste of the taxpayers' money. They don't give a shit about what they've done.
Well, this is the thing. Allegedly, Colin had said this. That there is no God because we can.
Yeah.
As we'll see a little bit later on, I believe Colin is slightly theatrical. Maybe this wasn't said and he wants to portray it that way. Maybe it was.
Even worse.
We never know. Exactly.
He's a pretender.
Either way, it's fucking horrific.
Yeah. He's still not showing any remorse, even if he's lying about what he said and that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say it's worse, but like you said, it's either way.
Yeah.
Like, you're that pathetic, you're going to lie about it after the fact.
Yeah.
Like, what? Now, the biggest threat to the concealment of their crimes was David, or as he shall now be known, Mouth Almighty. The friend that David had been on the phone with that night, he told him about the murders.
Of course he did.
Well, this friend reported it to the police and gave the addresses of all three lads. So good man.
Good lad.
He's not fucking about. He doesn't have time for this.
Yeah. He's probably not a skinhead.
So, these three lads, David Smith came from a Mormon background. His father was a police chief and he was attending UC Riverside on a track scholarship.
No such thing as God.
Well, that was Colin.
Oh, okay.
Colin was said to have had violent tendencies and came from a dysfunctional background and had previously been expelled from school. You ready? For planning a shooting.
Expelled. That's it.
Mm.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
See, they should have ended up scrapping. When Colin's there going, no such thing as God, he should have been like, the fuck are you talking
I
about?
beg your pardon.
Yeah. They should have started bickering between them and shooting each other.
Colin, being the edgy bastard that he is, his MySpace profile displayed a photograph of him holding a gun to the camera. One post on his page reads, quote, I entered this world screaming and covered in someone else's blood, and that's how I intend to leave it.
Do you know at my school,
Mm.
if they went to my school and they had that on their profile,
You get 7 shades of shite
they'd
knocked
get
out of you.
twatted
Yeah.
until they removed it.
What would you like to hear his interests?
Shooting, fighting, fishing,
Now these
pickup
aren't like
trucks.
These aren't like his. These are his like MySpace interests. You know,
war.
sex, 420, fine cigars, and fine liquor. 420.
Fine cigar in America. Behave.
Again, knowing what he did, yeah, a bit concerning in hindsight. But, you know, like we said with the Alyssa Bustamante case, this was a teenager attempting to appear edgy. Like, we can discredit some of the shit.
Fine liquor and he drinks Bud Light.
Well, I mean, most likely. Yeah, I mean, you can discredit a certain amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But considering the whole school shooting,
Yeah.
it's not great.
Prick.
Also, like I previously said, given his reported statements during the murders, it would appear Colin definitely does have a flair for the dramatic.
Because he's edgy.
It was actually Colin's father who was an avid gun owner, and when Colin asked his father if he could take the guns to go camping, his father said, sure.
They're just a different breed, aren't they?
Who?
You're trying to set me up here. I'm not going to say Americans.
What are you saying about Americans?
No. Not Americans. I'm not saying Americans. Those types of Americans.
Them.
Yeah.
Wow, Neil.
Don't make... No.
I can't believe you're doing this. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Gun nuts is what
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, there's a difference between like owning guns and whatever, and then like America gun owners, you know.
But saying that,
But it's like
I did say to you, if I was American,
yeah,
I'd have fucking Glocks,
This is-
M4s,
this is I'm
AKs.
not like anti-gun. I'm not against gun. I don't know how I feel about it, but I sure as fuck know there needs to be more regulations. And I mean, I don't think I would ever own a gun. I don't think it'd be my bag. You know what I mean?
I 100% would.
But but that's the thing, right? So say if we were living in America and you're like, I'm going to get a gun.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. It was like half my accent, half my, I don't know what the fuck. Say we're living in America and you're like, I'm going to get a gun. I can't stop you. I can maybe raise my concerns. But if you're going to get one, the one thing I would absolutely be very firm on is you need to know every single thing, every like safety, you know what I mean? You need to be so fucking...
But I wouldn't be one of them like tossers who, right, so they have a pistol in a safe, what's coded, but then they have a magazine for that pistol on the top shelf in the fucking wardrobe, but then the bullets are in a toolbox in the fucking garage. There is some like that where they're like, if you've got kids, don't have all the bits in one place. And it's like, but if someone breaks into your house, you've got to run around the house putting this gun together.
I mean, like, look, I don't fucking know. And I think something that kind of triggers some American, like the gun owner Americans.
Yeah.
The Americans.
Yeah.
You know, compared to an American who owns a gun.
Yeah.
They don't, I was going to say they don't seem to understand, or maybe they just forget. They seem to forget that that's not normal for the majority of the world.
Yeah.
We don't live like that. Guns are not a part of our lives.
Yeah, we just stab each other.
Exactly. We're worried about knife crime and shit, like a needle getting stuck in you.
Yeah.
We don't walk down the street and ever think about someone having a gun.
Mm.
If we see a gun, like if we see armed police, we're like, shit's going down.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Anyway, so the third and final lad, Cameron.
Land of the free me whole.
The third and final lad, Cameron, 16-year-old Cameron, he was simply a mutual friend of both David and Colin. He served as the middleman in the union between these two. I did read that another one of these guys, their father was also in the police, but I didn't see which fella it was. So police obtained search warrants for their homes and found the guns used as well as other evidence linking them to the murders. A couple of weeks into the investigation, on the 17th of January, both David and Colin were arrested. David was held on a $1 million bail and Colin on a $2 million. Cameron wasn't arrested until a few months later in March. His bail was also set at $1 million. All three were charged with robbery, kidnapping, and first-degree murder. It was thought that Colin was the ringleader of the group, but while being interviewed by homicide detective Robert Alexander, David said that he was just, quote, using and abusing Colin for marijuana.
Abusing?
That was just like the terminology he used. Oh. He was just using... Are you okay? You literally just took like a sigh of relief. You thought we were about to get into some more dark shit there.
I was like, are we going to start feeling for Colin?
No. The prosecution were seeking the death penalty for Colin, but Bodhi's family were not in favour of this. Her brother stated that part of the reason for this was that he doesn't like how the death penalty is handled in California. You know, there's a lot of appeals, they generally have an easier time being kept separate from Gen Pop, as well as it costing the state more money. Not to mention, Bodhi was extremely against the death penalty. She was not a vengeful person and she hated violence, even regularly quoting, "An eye for an eye makes the world blind."
It's very poetic.
I mean, it's true. Like, I mean, we talked about in the last episode, kind of, you know, death penalty came up and how we each would feel.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we can say, if we were in the situation.
See, some cops would just see, you know, they'd just see it as an easy opportunity to just, we went round to arrest, and then you just scream down the radio, "He's got a gun!" Done.
What are you talking about?
Like, instead of going through all the appeals and everything else,
Yeah.
don't let it get to that. Just when you go around to nick him,
Yeah.
just scream down the radio, "He's got a gun," and then...
But that's kind of a separate thing, Neil.
Case closed.
That's sort of a separate thing.
What do you mean?
The police officer at the scene can't say what the prosecutor is going to seek, whether it's life in prison, 50 years, or the death sentence.
Yeah, don't let it get to that.
But who are you to say is the police officer?
I'm not saying I would. I'm saying there's some cops.
They would do it, yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a completely separate issue.
What, just shooting him there and then?
I think that's a massive issue. And I think it's a separate issue. Anyway, given this, the family chose to request against it. On the 19th of July, 2013, what should have been Bodhi's 22nd birthday, about 40 friends and family members of both Bodhi and Cody gathered for a peaceful protest outside the Victorville courthouse. It had been 5 years since the murder, and understandably, they'd become frustrated with how long the process was taking. How can they get on with their lives when they're waiting for the next hearing or update and being re-traumatised all over again? Signs read, quote, "Cody Thompson, murdered January 5th, 2008. Still no justice. And justice for Cody and Bodhi is past due."
It's my birthday. Do you know what my picket sign would say? Down with death penalty. Let Butch the bastard have a go. Meaning, you know, someone in the wing in the prison called Butch. Who's a bastard.
Yeah.
To the other prisoners. let him have a go.
Yeah.
Let Butch the bastard have a go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to elaborate on have a go?
No. No, not really. It's incredibly difficult for family members to be in a state of limbo, just waiting for a conclusion. It halted a lot of their family events, including Bodhi's brother's wedding. But eventually, justice, at least to some degree, was served. In December of 2013, Colin pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder, as well as kidnapping and robbery. Colin was believed to have been the one to instigate the murders. His attorney argued that Colin was suffering from schizophrenia, but the judge ruled that he was competent to stand trial. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. During his sentencing, Colin smiled, laughed, and stuck out his tongue.
Bastard.
Yep.
Let Butch have a go.
In 2016, after entering a plea deal, David pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to 50 years to life, with the possibility of parole, 25 years for each murder. He will be eligible for parole after 16 years. After his sentencing, his attorney said, quote, "Even though he wasn't the shooter, he thinks about what he could have done differently, that could have made a difference in this case daily."
Well, that's
He
stopping it.
He was very cooperative with law enforcement, and this case couldn't have been made without him. And I think that was an important element for him taking responsibility for everything. In Lorraine's victim impact statement, she said, quote, 3,180 days I've waited for this moment. She spoke of how she knew it would have been strangers who committed the murders because, quote, who knew Bodhi was to love Bodhi. She felt it was a joke to them that her daughter's death was the result of an opportunistic thrill kill. And Lorraine believes that David was the instigator of the murders, not Colin.
I agree.
I do. Cody's family chose not to attend the sentencing hearing, with his mother Pam stating, quote, "The crime has held me hostage for almost 9 years. David does not deserve any more of my attention. I have no desire to see him or be in the same room with him ever again." Now, as for Cameron, in 2011, he also pleaded guilty, but to 2 counts of voluntary manslaughter. As part of his plea agreement, he agreed to testify against David and Colin. Ultimately, Cameron was sentenced to 15 years to life, with nearly 10 years credit for time already served. Cody's mother Pam said of Cameron's sentence, quote, "We are satisfied with that. He played a minor role in the murders as a lookout."
And he were mates with them, so fuck him.
What?
And they were mates with them, so fuck him.
What do you mean, so fuck him? It's the opposite.
What do you mean?
He's got fuck all of his sentence.
No, he should have got more.
No, but Cody's mother's saying she's fine with the sentence.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't think they should have been as lenient.
No, I don't, personally.
Yeah.
Did he do anything to attempt to stop it, or did,
Exactly.
After the deaths of Bodhi and Cody, Lorraine petitioned for the destruction of the bunker. Cody's mother said of the bunker, quote, "It's a bad, terrible place. If I have to stamp it down to the ground myself, I will. I don't want this to happen to some other kid out there." Lorraine said that everyone she spoke with was in favour of the bunker being destroyed, and by June of 2008, the bunker was demolished. A frustrating detail in relation to this: the Air Force had actually begun the plans for the demolition of the bunker in 2003, 5 years previous to the murders.
Fucking hell.
Cody's family had lived in the area for 4 generations, but after the murders, his mother Pamela said, quote, "My husband and I left the home we built to raise our family in. We left lifelong friends. We couldn't live there anymore with that cloud hanging over us. We should be retiring, but we are starting all over." Lorraine, Bodhi's mother, said, quote, "We can exhale. We can go and live life now, celebrating the 16 years we had with this beautiful child." And that is the murder of Bodhi Potter and Cody Thompson, also known as the Bunker Murders. Neil, thoughts?
Well, as much as we always slag them for, you know, you have someone who kills someone and then they go running the mouth off. But with this one, it was probably a blessing in disguise because they probably, like, I don't know what the chances were of catching him if he hadn't have been gobbing, because the place was just full of fucking bullet shells and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they'd have been able to find the evidence.
Yeah, and not that they'd said there was any trouble in recent times, but if they were aware of gang activity, you could believe that teenagers interrupted something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it, and I would agree with you. How do you feel about the idea that David was the instigator, not Colin?
Definitely.
I fully believe it. Colin seems to have been a bit of a loose cannon. David admitted that he was just using him. I think it's entirely conceivable that David was the one to influence Colin.
Yes.
And he didn't need a big push to begin with.
He was manipulating him.
Yeah. Allegedly. Another part of the case that is devastating is that because of the plea deal, their parents may never find out the full details of what really happened that night.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if Cody's parents would have wanted to know, but they seem to be kind of trying to forget about it and kind of put that tragedy behind them.
Mm.
But it seems Bodhi's mother was conflicted. She wanted to bring this to an end, but still, she'll always wonder.
Yeah.
I think if it was me personally, I would kind of, I'd have to know. Even if I regretted it after the fact, it would eat away at me not knowing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
again, I've never been in that situation. I can't fucking say. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd have to know. Definitely. The other point I wanted to make is, like, growing up as a teenager, you never see the importance of it. You think it's not a big deal. But this case on its own highlights it. Don't lie to your parents about where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this could have been prevented.
Well, I mean...
Because I guarantee if she'd have said to her mom, well, we're actually going to a party in a bunker where people go shooting guns.
Well, bear in mind, Bodhi did tell her mother about the bunker. She even brought her there.
Yeah.
And Lorraine kind of forbid her from going there.
Yeah, okay.
But I do overall agree with you. The more kind of open you are with your kid, if you're overly strict, they're going to just rebel more. My parents, for the most part, were pretty kind of easygoing.
Yeah.
They knew I was going to drink, so they'd rather know what I'm drinking, where I'm drinking, you know what I mean, who I'm with. So, not always, but for the most part, I was fairly honest with them about that.
See, I wasn't.
About where I'm going. Yeah, but you were a little shit, and I think your parents are more strict than mine. So you did rebel further. You know what I mean? But I generally speaking, I think that's the right approach. Kids are going to be fucking kids. We've said it a million times when we're talking about cases that involve teenagers. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. They're stuck in that weird spot between child and adult, and they don't really know where they fit in, and they're desperately trying to be older than they are. They're going to fucking do this shit.
And sometimes knock about with people older.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember how strict my parents was with me as a teenager. I know up until like 12, it was simple. Street lights come on. It doesn't matter what time they come on. The street lights come on, you get in. Done. So that way you're home before it gets dark.
See, like obviously when I was a teenager, I did go out drinking and stuff like that. But I wasn't like particularly as a kid. Overall, I was pretty easygoing to take care of in that sense because a lot of my time was spent watching movies or playing video games. Like you knew where I was.
Yeah.
You knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? It was kind of, and that like as a parent, it's kind of a reassuring. I had reassuring hobbies for them, I suppose.
Yeah, I actually feel sorry for my parents.
But having said that, nowadays it's kind of different because of online gaming. That's its own trouble now.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, thinking about it, I feel really sorry for my parents because they didn't have a clue where I was, what I was doing.
No. You were like a right little shit.
Mm.
But again, would you have been as bad as you were had you felt a bit more freedom?
But even if they were more lenient and opening, some of the stuff I were getting up to, I wouldn't have told them.
Yeah. But had you got in trouble, you'd be quicker to go to them. Do you not think? If you weren't like, they're going to kill me.
Yeah.
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 No, like there were one at times I was held by police and they phoned my dad to come and get me. And in front of the cops, he walked in and he looked at me and he basically like, fucking wait till we get home.
Yeah.
Like you're fucked. And I'm there looking at the fucking police like, are you hearing this?
That's when you like slap the officer just to get thrown in the cells for the night.
I'm looking at the cops like, are you hearing this? And they're just folding their arms, nodding their head.
Yeah, they're used to it.
So, oddity.
Dr. Chapman. In July of 2023, a 57-year-old man named Nicholas Chapman was found guilty of attempting to engage in sexual activity without consent.
Bastard.
Well, would you like to know what exactly Nick-Nack did, Neil?
Nick-Nack.
Nick-Nack. Well, his name was Nicholas. Nicky. Nick. Nick-Nack. He's getting a shout out here for free. Unbelievable.
Klaus. Nick Klaus.
What?
Nick Klaus.
Klaus. Okay, we're going with Klaus now, are we?
What was the question?
Fuck's sake. I said, would you like to know what exactly Nick-Nack did?
Go on.
Back in September of 2021, Nicholas, who was a GP, put his semen into the coffee he had made for his co-worker.
You can't do that.
Would you like to hear his reasoning for how this happened, Neil?
Oh, it was an accident.
I mean,
He knocked one out in someone's coffee and he's going to say it's an accident.
Yeah, he's saying it like basically it was like he didn't mean to do it.
I thought it was my coffee.
I don't know if misunderstanding is the right word. It was an accident, I suppose. Nikki claimed that the bodily fluid could have made its way into the coffee, get ready for it, because of a medical condition that causes him to ejaculate when he goes to the toilet.
What?
Now, even if I was to believe this, wash your fucking hands, you dirty little bastard. This is
a doctor.
I'm getting Prince Andrew vibes here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it can't be true because I don't sweat. That fucking...
Yeah.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. This is a GP who don't wash his hands.
This is a GP who ejaculates when he goes to the toilet and then doesn't wash his hands.
Why are men ejaculating at work? I don't understand this.
It's a condition he's saying, Neil. It's a
Just
medical
because you
condition. Now, well, no, again, it's not his fault. It's a medical condition, allegedly, right? Look,
no, I'm not just talking about this guy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about guys in general.
Stop it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
There's no need for it. Just fucking control yourself.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Seriously, though, I've never heard, and I actually didn't look into it. I know we have multiple listeners who are in the medical field. Let me know if there's any medical condition that causes you to ejaculate when using the bathroom.
What, so is it every time he shits or pisses?
He just said when using the bathroom. So I don't know.
See, pissing, okay, that's interesting with pissing, but can you imagine...
He enjoys shitting that much.
Yeah, can you imagine sat there struggling, rocking, trying to push one out while orgasming and spraying everywhere? Fucking hell, that's grim.
You'd go home for the day, wouldn't you? If you needed a shit, you'd just go home and be like, I can't work today. Cancel my patience.
If it's every time he shits, if I needed a shit, I wouldn't be shitting at work.
No.
Like, adjust your body clock. So you do it in the morning. Before, like I said to you, all I need to do is have a coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
I will have a shit before I go to work.
Like I said, that sounds like absolute bollocksology to me. But in case it's not, like I said, I didn't even look into it. I was just so infuriated by this man. If any listeners, if you know there is a condition,
right,
please let us know.
I haven't looked into this. Obviously, this is the first I'm hearing of it. And I can tell you, without shadow of a doubt, that there isn't a medical condition that every time you go for a shit, you have to have a tuck.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's masturbating. I'm saying that he is ejaculating while going to the bathroom. Like, I'm talking about like it as an involuntary thing.
Oh, I thought he was
I was
enjoying...
wondering why you kept like fixing.
Oh, right. So I thought he was enjoying the push. or something.
No.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Shit at home. You weirdo. But how did it get in a coffee?
Because he didn't wash his hands.
So he's dipping his hands in a fucking
He'd ejaculated all over the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he tried desperately to clean it up.
Yeah.
There was no paper towels left.
And then stuck his hand in a coffee.
Yeah.
There's many holes in this fucking story, Megan.
I don't know what to tell you, Neil.
So I hope he got life.
This is one of those ones where it's like, where are we at here?
So did he get life imprisonment?
No. So apparently he had done this multiple times, by the way. He was caught after the woman had become suspicious of him and actually took a sample of the drink to be tested. So how many times has he done this to how many people? What's the crack here,
Yeah,
Nikki? What are you fucking doing?
Could you imagine the nervous look on his face? Beads of sweat from his forehead. If she takes a sip of a coffee and she's there like...
Stop, like...
Hang on a minute.
No, seriously, because this actually bothers me to my core. This fucking infuriates me, this guy. He had also displayed troubling behaviour towards another woman, which included suggesting that she look him up on a dating app, showing her pictures of naked women, and she also claims that he had kissed her among other inappropriate forms of touching.
And ran towards where his dick at.
Of course, Nicholas denies having done so.
Of course he does.
For his revolting crimes, Nicky was sentenced to a 12-month community order. He was placed on the sex offenders register for 5 years and a restraining order was granted preventing him from contacting the woman for 10 years.
And barred from all Starbucks.
Honestly?
I would.
Maybe, and Costa. A medical... I can't with this fucking story. I hate him so much. A medical tribunal stated that his behaviour constituted sexual harassment and created a, quote, degrading environment. He was struck from the medical register, and the tribunal described his behaviour as deplorable, and that the public would be appalled had he been allowed to continue to practice. You fucking think? I don't like how they're saying as if, like, well, we have to do this because otherwise people will be up in arms.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we don't want you to practice.
Yeah. No, when you're coming at me with your cummy hands, say ah.
What?
Say ah.
Ah.
You've never heard that? Say ah.
Say ah, like open your mouth.
Yeah. And then they usually either...
I thought you were saying ah, like the way northern people do, and they're like, ah, like agreeing with you.
No, say ah.
Ah.
Funny. You fucking comedian.
The tribunal panel said that they had, quote, received no evidence of apology, reflection, insight, or remediation from Dr. Chapman. So basically, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He don't care. The woman who had been subjected to his coffee attack said, quote, I feel betrayed by him, by his actions. He has made me feel powerless. The devious and cowardly nature shocked me. If this was a physical attack, I may have at least had a chance to defend myself. And it's so fucking true. Such a disgusting, cowardly little fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking stand this guy. What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. I think I'm going to change doctors.
Fuck this guy. Fuck.
Hearing Klein and then this tosser, I need a female doctor.
But fucking GPs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. My experience with GPs overwhelmingly has not been great.
Yeah. For me, it doesn't matter what I go in for, take a paracetamol. In the UK, British listeners will they'll concur with me. Take a paracetamol. It's the free NHS. They don't give a shit. You go in, you could have a big gash in your head. Oh, my head's hurting. Take a paracetamol.
Now, see, my experience with GPs has been more negative. Like them trying to convince me there's something wrong with me rather than trying to actually get to the genuine problem. But rather than trying to diagnose it, they're kind of like, well, this is wrong with you, or why don't you go do something about that? And it's like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Honestly, this case fucking bothers me, though. Like, to my fucking core, I'm triggered.
Like, how is he saying that with a straight face? Every time I go for a shit.
Even his mugshot just fucking pissed me off. Do you know what I mean? I'm just fucking fuming over this guy. It's like, there was, this reminds me of a case, Tara on World's Dumbest Criminals covered it. I can't remember what the episode was. I remember listening to it a couple of years ago. And it was about this guy who was ejaculating onto unsuspecting women in public. And I was furious listening to this. I was like, Neil, listen to this.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, that's terrible. That's disgusting. I'm like, no, it's outrageous. I was fuming. Devastated.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, can't deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know how he kept a straight face saying, every time I go for a shit, I have to knock one out.
He didn't say that. He didn't say he was masturbating.
He was
He said he
ejaculating.
was ejaculating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a difference.
There is.